Before we get started with tonight's show, I want to thank last week's super chatters of the $4.99 and up tier, fans of something. Join couple Eddie and Haley for unboxing, epic live streams with creators across the community, and watch-alongs of movies, sometimes even featuring the cast and crew from the movie itself. If you love talking about movies or just enjoy pop culture, definitely head on over to Fans of Something. You can find their link in the description below. Thank you once again to Fans of Something for your support of the channel, and let's get started with tonight's show. All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome to Zach Milne Talks Live. Wait a minute. It's not Wednesday. It's Tuesday. Zach, have you lost your mind? Are you trying to just make the week go faster? No, guys. I'm doing this on a Tuesday because tomorrow, Wednesday night, I've got my tickets booked for Super Mario Brothers, the movie, dude. I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to it. Bringing the whole family. My whole family's going to the movie. It's been a while since we've done that, so I'm really excited about that. And yeah, so I figured instead of just canceling the show tomorrow night, I would just move it to Tuesday because there was a lot of stuff. There's a lot of news that dropped over the past couple days. So there's definitely enough here for a show. We got mega trailers dropping. We got trailers for Secret Invasion. We got Across the Spiderverse, Blue Beetle, Barbie. We've got Moana's coming back as a live action movie. We'll talk about that. Harry Potter's in the works for a series. And Shrek 5. Shrek 5, guys, is closer than we think, and I'm super excited to have all you guys here. I'm super excited to talk about all of this with you guys. If you're new to the show, first of all, if you find out that you like us, and only if you find out that you like us over here, we have a goal to hit by the end of the year of 2.5 thousand subscribers, and we would love for you to join us over here on our little community. If you like the show, hit the subscribe button. We talk about movies on here a lot, so I really hope that you guys enjoy your time here. Also, if you're new to the show and you haven't been here before, how this works is we've got 4 topics that we've predetermined that we're going to go through, but in between each topic, we're going to take your live comments and questions. And if you feel like you want to support the channel a little bit more on a financial level, I'm always grateful and thankful for that. So I've come up with a super chat tier that you can follow, because if you guys send in a super chat, I want to say more than just thank you. So for $1.99, you get a community post. If you have a channel yourself, I will shout out your channel in a community post right after the show. For $2.99, you get the community post as well as the link in the description of this video. And for $4.99 and up, you will get the community post. You will get your channel link in this description as well as next episode's description. And you'll get a video shout out just like the one that you saw at the top of tonight's show. So without further ado, let's see what everyone's doing. Let's see what everyone's got going on in the chat, who's here tonight. And we'll get going with The View with Drew. And he says, hey, what's up? Well, hey, what's up, View with Drew? Thank you for being here tonight, man. Thank you for joining us. I'm having a pretty chill night. I was having a little bit of technical difficulties. Sorry for the delay on the show if you're here live. I got the internet unplugged, plugged back in, all that fun stuff, internet connection problems. It seems to be going okay right now, though, so that's pretty good. And if you guys were here earlier, I don't know if you saw, but this live stream was scheduled for May 3rd. I don't know how I did that. I could have sworn I set it up for April 4th, but I fixed that too. So if you guys caught that earlier, just a little funny. Luke Ponto, hey man, my man Zach, what's going on, brother? Hope all is well. All is well, dude. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here tonight, man. Thank you for all your support. Luke Ponto goes on to say, watched anything good recently? I did actually. I watched me and Orson Welles, because Fans of Something with their generous donation on the live Q&A that we did last week. Paid so I would watch it, and I did watch it, and I really enjoyed it. Zac Efron definitely, between High School Musical 17 again, me and Orson Welles, he definitely plays the same type of character in his performances. I saw a lot of Troy Bolton and Mike O'Donnell in his me and Orson Welles performance, but Christian McKay was amazing as Orson Welles, and I really liked the movie overall. Richard Linklater, great movie. And I also watched for the very first time Blade. My brother had me over the other day, and he had the Blu-ray of Blade, and I was like, hey, Mahershala Ali is coming into the MCU. Let's watch Blade. Let's see what they could possibly do with this in the MCU. I have absolutely no idea how they're going to pull off Blade in the MCU, especially if they want to I mean, if they want to go R-rated like they do with this Blade, which I highly doubt they will, because this Blade was bloody. It was violent, but it was so cool. It was such a cool movie. The storyline was but I enjoyed it. So yeah, those are the two things that I watched, man. Let me know if you watched anything, Luke. We got Lance Jackson in here. Hey there, Zach. Just at home relaxing on a rainy day. My part of Shrek is I don't care what everyone likes. Donkey, end of story. Bye-bye. See you later. Well, Lance Jackson, first of all, thank you, Lance, again for being here tonight. And also, I love that quote. Thank you for pulling out the Shrek the Shrek coat. If you have a Shrek coat, please pull that out and send me a picture on Instagram. I would love to see it, but thank you for that quote, man. That was awesome. Luke Ponto is in here. I'm planning to go tomorrow to see the Super Mario Brothers movie. Dude, I can't even imagine how hyped you are. Like my hype for this movie slowly built up over the couple of months, and now I'm at the point where I'm just like, yeah, I cannot wait to see it. I can't even imagine, because you were like insanely ready for this movie the minute it was announced. So I'm hoping you love it, man. I'm really hoping you love it. Ethan Landry's in here. Do you like the Blue Beetle trailer? Well, thank you for being here tonight, Ethan. Thank you for typing that in, and I did like it. We'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later. We got Luke Ponto. Everyone, make sure you smash the like button. Dude, thank you so much, man. Yeah, the like button, it does help the algorithm. All your engagement helps, too. So if you guys just type in whatever question, whatever comment you want to type in. I forgot to mention it before, but Super Chats are not required to get your comment or question answered. Everyone that types in, I will try to get around to the best I can. Lance Jackson, I love the podcast, too, Zach, and I also subscribe to Fans of Something. Awesome, dude. Well, I mean, first of all, thank you for the kind... Oh, smack myself in the face with my own mic. Thank you for the kind words on my podcast, man. And I hope that you enjoy Fans of Something, because their content, yeah, they're great creators. Really cool. Luke Ponto, Blade is awesome. Yeah, I really liked Wesley Snipes' performance and just the action in it. The CGI was a little wonky at times. Definitely doesn't completely hold up. But that opening sequence, dude, the opening of Blade, where they take the girl takes the guy to the blood rave with all the vampires, and you just like slowly start to figure out what's going on, and then the sprinklers turn on and it's all blood, and he just gets covered in, everyone gets covered in blood, and the vampires it was horrific. And then he crawls to the feet of Blade. That was a sick entrance for a super. That was one of the, I don't know, top 10 superhero entrances in a movie I've ever seen. Like, it was awesome. Like, everything about the action with Blade was like an A+. It was just like the storyline I wasn't like that huge on, but I really enjoyed it. Zach Attack Reviews is in here. My buddy Zach, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining tonight. Yo, man. Yo, I just don't feel like I can pull off yo. You know what I mean? Like, there's some people that when they say yo, like you feel it. When I say yo, I feel like I'm ridiculous. You know what I mean? But I appreciate that, man. You can definitely pull off yo. Zach Attack Reviews says, your lighting looks amazing today. Thank you, dude. I'm really trying with the lighting, man. I don't know what it is about the room, but like certain angles will work for like a day, and then they don't work the next day. And yeah, so I tried with this lamp on and my ring light on too. So thank you, man. I appreciate the feedback, and I'll definitely keep it up then. Ethan Landry, did you like Kirby back in Scream 6? Honestly, dude, and I mean no disrespect to the actress, I didn't remember her from Scream 4. I literally watched Scream 4 before Scream 6 a couple weeks before I saw Scream 6 on Luke Ponto's channel, and I still don't remember who Kirby was, because I was thinking she was the cop for a minute, but then I remembered that the cop was in Scream 5 and died, so it couldn't have been her. Was she one of the high school girls? Because I honestly, none of right over my head. Like, none of that made sense to me. It didn't affect my enjoyment of the movie, but I did not remember who Kirby was. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Zach Attack Reviews. Smack that sub button like Zach smack the mic. Yeah, man, I'm lethal. I'm lethal with this mic. I really gotta watch. My hands just can't stop moving. I'm a danger to myself. Michael 101591. Well, thank you so much for being here tonight, Michael 501. Oh, man, you know what? I tried to do it without looking. I totally screwed that up. Thank you for being here tonight, Michael101591. Hey, Zach, what's up? Dude, just having a chill night with you guys, enjoying the time. It's a Tuesday. Feels a little weird doing this on a Tuesday. I don't know how you guys feel. But I'm super excited because I'm seeing Mario Brothers tomorrow night with the whole family. Yeah, I'm stoked. I cannot wait to see it. Luke Ponto, the reviews are very mixed with Super Mario Brothers movie, but I know I will love it. Yeah, I mean... I'm going to sound hypocritical saying this. I'm going to sound hypocritical because I am hypocritical by saying this, but because I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. Sometimes I feel like reviewers or critics review a movie forgetting what kind of movie it's supposed to be. Like, that doesn't mean that their opinions aren't valid and that they don't express their true opinions, but Super Mario Brothers is a kid's movie. Like, you have to look at it for what it is. It's a kids and family movie, and you got to review it on those merits. So, yeah, it's going to be filled with kiddie jokes. It's going to be a little bit goofier. Like, that's some of the reactions I was reading online from some of the negative reactions is like, it's too goofy and stuff like that. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll watch it and I won't like it, like, at all. But I don't know. Sometimes I feel like with kids and family movies, especially if critics are, like, super excited for it as adults themselves, sometimes they're a little harsher on a movie than I think they should be, given the target audience that it's for, which is kids and family. So I'm going to see it tomorrow. I'll give my honest thoughts and opinions when I do my review. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. If I don't like it, I'll let you guys know. But I think I will. It looks really charming. Hard Copy Blues. Well, thank you for being here tonight, Hard Copy Blues. Happy to have you here. I can't pull off a yo either, Zach. Yeah, it's a sad, sad world we live in, isn't it? When we can't pull off yos, you know? I can barely pull off hey. Hey, man. Like, even hey, man, I come across like a little kid. Luke Ponto. She was one of the high school girls in Scream 4. Okay, so yeah, dude, I don't remember any of the high school girls from Scream 4. I remember the girl that gets killed in the bedroom, and that's about it. And Emma Roberts? Yeah, and Emma Roberts. My brain is terrible. Ethan Landry. Yes, she was one of the high school girls in Scream 4 who got stabbed by Charlie Walker. Okay. Who's Charlie Walker? Was Charlie Walker, was that Macaulay Culkin's brother? Was that whatever his name is, Shane McCulkin? That's totally not his name. And yeah, no, Macaulay Culkin. I didn't even say his last. I said McCulkin. I don't even know who he was, man. But I'll watch for him next time I watch Scream 4, whenever that will be. I have no idea. All right, guys. With that, thank you guys for joining. Thank you for being here. I'm sure we'll get some more people along the way, but as we're caught up with the comments and questions at the moment, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about topic number 1. And topic number 1 is this, guys. So we got a buttload of trailers over the past couple days. Today alone, I think, is when we got Across the Spiderverse and Barbie dropped. But before we got that, we also got a new trailer for Secret Invasion. Now, Secret Invasion is something I've been really anticipating. I've been really looking forward to this show. I want to go back to that serious tone of Marvel. You know, that Civil War, that Winter Soldier tone of Marvel. And that is what it looks like Secret Invasion is promising to deliver for me. And all of the trailers, the trailer that we've had up until this point, have been promising that, and this trailer was no different. I really, really like the direction that they appear to be going in with Secret Invasion. We also got a release date with this trailer. Apparently, this thing's coming out June 21st, so that's pretty awesome. A month after Guardians of the Galaxy is when we'll get Secret Invasion. Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson looks amazing in this thing, gruffled, all scruffy. I love the spy espionage kind of feel. With the Skrulls look great. Emilia Clarke was featured a little bit more in this trailer. She looks like she's going to be amazing, and there's just this vibe that this trailer gives to you. It feels old school Marvel. You know, like the Marvel Phase 4 stuff that we've kind of been getting has felt a little lackluster at times. It's felt a little goofy, a little silly. Thor Love and Thunder is a great example of that. Whereas Secret Invasion looks like it's going to have true consequences, at least I hope so, for the MCU overall. It looks like a great vehicle for Samuel L. Jackson to really shine as this character. The trailer was amazing. I'm really looking forward to the show even more after this trailer. But after we got Secret Invasion, we also move over to DC, and we got the first look at Blue Beetle. Now, I have known nothing about this up until this point. I've never heard of Blue Beetle until this movie was announced. Originally, it was supposed to just be an HBO Max movie like Batgirl, but unlike Batgirl, who they just decided to can, they actually moved Blue Beetle into a theatrical spot. So I started getting a little bit more anticipated for what this Blue Beetle thing was going to be. And we got the kid Zolo. I'm never going to get his last name right, so I'm just going to call him Zolo from Cobra Kai. I really like him in Cobra Kai. He has a lot of charisma. And in this trailer, he definitely seems like he's bringing kind of a Tom Hollandish spirit to the Blue Beetle character. And this Blue Beetle trailer, I thought was a lot of fun. Now, the Blue Beetle trailer, it doesn't really look like it's breaking any new ground. There was a lot of stuff in the trailer that kind of felt like other things. His suit kind of looks like Iron Man. The way that the Scarab first attached to him in the trailer, which I thought was a really cool and funny scene as his family's all freaking out. I really enjoyed all that. It did feel a little bit like Venom to me. Even the line in the trailer by that one girl who's like, sometimes it does what you want it, sometimes it does its own thing. Feels a little bit like a Venom situation going on with these characters. But I thought the suit looks great. Zolo looks like he fits the role very well. I was really enjoying his performance, even in the little bit that we got. I will admit that when the trailer first started, I was kind of feeling like, yeah, this definitely does feel more like an HBO direct-to-TV kind of thing. But as we went along, man, it just got cooler, and I got more intrigued, and I just had a good time with the trailer. I think the movie's going to be a blast. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how Blue Beetle does, because I think Blue Beetle, we've seen Shazam! Fury of the Gods has just been a disaster. I think it only made like $4 million this past weekend. It's losing money. But I think because Blue Beetle will come after The Flash, I feel like The Flash is going to be a DC movie that a lot of audiences will come back for and get on board with. I think The Flash is going to do well, and I feel like Blue Beetle might have good momentum coming off of The Flash. So this Blue Beetle movie might do better than I previously thought it might do. But as far as the first trailer goes, a job of the trailer is to take my excitement and bring it up a level, and that's exactly what Blue Beetle did. I'm super excited. Well, I'm not super excited, but I'm super intrigued to see what they bring us with Blue Beetle. All right, guys, moving on from Blue Beetle, we got our second look at Across the Spiderverse. Now, this trailer gave us more of the visuals, gave us a little bit more of the story. We got to see a little bit more of the threat from Spider 2099. There was a line in there about Doctor Strange and the nerdy kid on Earth 1999 or whatever it was. I don't know if that was a No Way Home reference, but I kind of perked up at that a little bit. But, you know, we didn't see Tom, Toby, or Andrew in the trailer at all. But this trailer I thought was a lot of fun. It's definitely giving what I feel like a lot of us want from Across the Spider-Verse, which is just that fun, energetic spirit that we got from Into the Spider-Verse. And I really liked the beginning of the trailer. It looked like they were going more into Miles Morales and balancing the responsibility with his personal life, which is what I love so much about Spider-Man. So I liked seeing that being introduced a little bit more into this character's life with his parents and the principal scene. I thought that was great. All the Spider-Man stuff, it's gimmicky to me. Like, I prefer my Spider-Man, I've said this many times on the show before, I like my Spider-Man as a solo, you know, doing his thing in New York. He's unique, he's special because he's the only one. When you bring in all these other Spider-Man for the, like, it's not as interesting to me, but I will admit that there was some fun stuff with the other Spider-Man in this trailer. Like, they did the finger point meme once again. We got it in a picture with Tom, Andrew, and Toby, and now we get it in Across the Spider-Verse with multiple different Spider-Man. So that was a lot of fun. And I kind of thought that this therapist bit at the end when they all bust through the house and the Spider-Man's talking to the other Spider-Man. He's like, "It's my uncle." And he's like, "Let me guess, he died." Like, I got a chuckle out of that. I thought that was really fun. So yeah, Across the Spider-Verse, it's looking like it's smooth sailing ahead. The marketing has been good so far. These trailers have been good so far. I think this movie is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really anticipating seeing it come June. Now we get to a trailer. Oh, man. Now we get to a trailer that I don't even know. Barbie, guys. Okay, so we got our first teaser for Barbie a couple months ago, and it was like this weird, I thought it was really creative. I thought it was cool, but it was like this weird 2001 Space Odyssey parody with all the girls and their old baby dolls, and then there's a gigantic Margot Robbie as Barbie standing before them. It was cool. I liked the concept. I liked the creativity, but this trailer was a chance to give us more of what exactly we can expect from the movie. And I still don't know how to feel about this movie because, first of all, aesthetically, amazing looking. All of the pink, all of the colors, all the they just pop so well. I think this movie already looks very gorgeous. I loved the beginning of the trailer when she steps out of the heels and her heels are still up and her toes are still planted to the floor like the Barbie doll. I thought that was really clever. The joke where they're all named Barbie and they're all named Ken, that was amusing too. And then there's a brief moment in the trailer when Ken and Barbie are driving out of town, and there's a sign that says "Real World This Way" or something like that. It's like a little tease of what exactly this movie might be. Like, are these characters actually the toys that are living in this fantasy world, and they're gonna go out and find the real world? I don't know. I don't know what to take from this movie. I will say that not all the jokes worked for me. I thought the end bit with first of all, Simu Liu looks like he's gonna be really, really good in this movie. I'm looking forward to seeing the chemistry between him and Ryan Gosling. But this end bit where it was like, it's a beach off. I'll beach off you. I'll beach like I don't know. It didn't really work for me. It felt kind of juvenile. I'm still not sure what to expect, what to anticipate from this movie. I don't really know how to feel about this movie. All I know for sure is that the cast looks amazing. It looks stunningly amazing visually, but the humor seems a little weird to me, and the whole concept seems weird to me. So as far as the trailer's job taking your excitement level up a notch, this trailer didn't really do that for me. If anything, it just kind of made me more confused. Maybe not more confused, but it didn't really help my confusion. So anyway, guys, those are all of the big trailers that we really got this week. What trailer stuck out to you? Which was your favorite? For me, I think my favorite trailer was honestly either Secret Invasion or Blue Beetle, just because Blue Beetle was so fresh and new, and I'm really looking forward to Secret Invasion. But I want to hear from you guys. What trailer stuck out to you the most? What are you most looking forward to? Comment down below. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions. And without further ado, let's take a look at what you guys are saying about this. All right. Also, guys, let me know how you think of just rattling off a bunch of trailer thoughts. I thought I would switch it up a little bit for the stream instead of just doing each trailer as its own topic. I thought for this show I would just rattle them all off one by one. So let me know how you guys think about that. Maybe I'll do it a little bit more in the future. All right, we got Luke Ponto. Plus, the thing is that it's a Mario movie. It's not going to have the most Oscar-worthy story. Yeah, that I've been hearing a lot of people say the story is very thin, which I kind of been expecting. I feel like the trailer is gonna play more like the movie than I might have thought. It's probably pretty straightforward. Luigi gets captured by Bowser, and Peach and Mario have to go and rescue him, and they just go through the land of Mushroom Kingdom to get him. Like, that's probably just the story. But you know what? I'm totally cool with that as long as it's fun and it's actually, and yeah, the animation is gonna hold my attention well enough because it's just gorgeous looking. Luke Ponto says his name was Rory Culkin. Okay, Rory? Really? If I had 1,000 guesses, I would never guess Rory. All right, man. I'll take your word for it. Alamo City Movie Talk. Well, thank you for being here tonight, Alamo City Movie Talk. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining. Great setup and show, man. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm trying every day to make the show better for you guys, make it seem a little bit more professional, a little bit more fun, and also I'm trying to get a little bit more loose with it, trying to have more fun with you guys. And so I'm glad you appreciate the setup, man, and I hope you're enjoying the show. Luke Ponto, I'm interested in Secret Invasion, but I'm not going to watch the trailer. That's fair, man. Yeah, I'll say that the trailer didn't feel like it spoiled anything. I feel like everything in the trailer is from like episode 1 and 2, to be honest with you. I don't feel like it goes very deep into the overall show, but I don't blame you for not watching it. I know some people don't like to watch trailers, and that's totally cool. For more power to you. You probably enjoy it more. I'm just a trailer guy. I like watching trailers. I anticipate trailers. Alamo City Movie Talk. For once, I am excited for a Marvel TV Disney Plus show. Yeah, this is the one that did it for you, man. That's awesome. Yeah, this one definitely looks like it's bringing back the excitement that I had when I first dropped the Falcon Winter Soldier and Loki trailers, you know, when it was like, oh, it's like a full-on 6-hour Marvel movie in my house, and we didn't really know what the shows were going to be at that time. And the excitement for those shows definitely dwindled after a little while, but Secret Invasion's got me right back up there. I'm like, wow, this looks like a 6-hour epic show. But the one thing I will say, and I put this on Twitter as well, as much as I thought this trailer looked great, I wish it was a movie. I really wish this was a movie, guys. And I'll tell you why I wish this was a movie, because Disney Plus shows have in the past proven themselves to have trouble sticking the landing, and they usually take a really long time to set up something, especially if it's kind of complex like Moon Knight, and then they rush the ending and it doesn't have that satisfaction, you know? So that's one of the main reasons why I really wish this was a movie. I feel like they just execute movies a little bit better at Marvel, and also I want to buy it on Blu-ray. Like, what the heck, Disney Plus? Like, why? Like, why? Why won't you release your content on Blu-ray? Why won't you put out physical media? Why can't I have WandaVision and Loki? And my MCU collection is not complete without it. My Phase 4 collection, it's empty still. It feels wrong not to have those in there. And I want Secret Invasion. I want Obi-Wan on Blu-ray. You know what? I'm going on a tangent. I need to move on before I pop a blood vessel. Luke Ponto, Blue Beetle looks so good. Yeah, I definitely didn't know what to expect from it, but I definitely am anticipating a little bit more now. I don't know exactly what comes out, off the top of my head anyways, what comes out in August, what it's competing against, but it has my attention, man. Has my attention. Sully Streams, what's going on, man? Thank you for being here tonight, man. Thanks for joining. How's it going, Zach? I like the Blue Beetle trailer for what it was. Very upset with the Harry Potter TV remake decisions, though. We will talk about that in a minute, man. And you may be surprised by what I have to say. I'll tease that. Zack Attack reviews. I love Blue Beetle from the comics and Young Justice. Yeah, I haven't read any of the comics. I haven't watched any of the cartoon shows or movies, so I have no idea what to expect. This is my first exposure to Blue Beetle, and you know what? I'm on board. I'm looking forward to it. Sign me up. Luke Ponto, Across the Spiderverse is going to be great. Yeah, it looks really good. It looks like they're hitting every point they need to for what we loved about Into the Spiderverse. I'm very the trailer, I will say, what I forgot to mention, it did kind of feel like it may have gone too far into showing too much of the movie. I wouldn't say it spoiled the movie. I wouldn't say that it showed the whole movie, but there were moments in the trailer where I was like, I feel like this should have been saved for the movie. I feel like you're kind of putting the dots too closely together for me to connect them. Well, who knows? Maybe everything we saw takes place in Act 1, and we have no idea what Act 2 and 3 are of the movie. I'll have to wait and see. Luke Ponto, I thought this trailer for Barbie was a lot better than the last for me. It was definitely better than the last trailer. Like, the first teaser that they put out wasn't really even, like, for the movie. It was just, like, this creative concept pitch, almost. I don't even know what that first teaser was, but it definitely had my attention. This one definitely gave more of what to expect from the movie, but I just don't know. I honestly don't know if I'm going to know how I feel about Barbie until I'm sitting in the theater and watching it. And maybe even then I won't know how I feel about Barbie. We'll have to wait and see. Luke Ponto says the cast in Barbie is phenomenal. Yeah, it's a great cast. I mean, even at the end of the trailer, when all the names came up and it was like boom, 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 I was like, oh my goodness, well, that's a lot of people I know. That's really cool. I definitely think they have a great cast lined up for this movie that could definitely carry this movie if they needed to, but I don't know what they're doing with it, man. Luke Ponto, I also really like the way you culminated the trailers into one topic. I definitely think you should do it more often. All right, cool. Thanks, Luke. Thank you for the feedback. I really appreciate that. Yeah, just trying something a little bit new. And I felt a little bit better about it, too. I felt like it kind of flowed a little bit better. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Fans of Something's in here. What's going on, guys? I just had the shout-out video for you guys at the top of the channel, or the top of the video, so I hope that gets you some subscribers. So if you guys haven't gone over to Fans of Something yet, their link is in the description below. Check them out. Give them a subscribe. Smash their like button. They're great people. Fans of Something says, Zach, just got here. Did you talk about me and Orson Welles yet? I did. I talked a little bit about it at the top of the show because Luke asked what I had been watching. What I'll say is that I really liked it. I really liked Christian McKay's portrayal as Orson Welles. I thought he did a fantastic job. I loved the behind-the-scenes look at the Broadway play production and all the crazy stuff that was going on. I loved the scene with like the bad luck thing. I thought that was really well done. And I liked Zac Efron in it. It was nice to see a more dramatic, good performance from Zac Efron once again. But I will say that I noticed that from High School Musical to me and Orson Welles in 17 again, Zac Efron plays his characters pretty similarly. There was definitely some Troy Bolton in Richard, so but I did enjoy it. It was a great recommendation, dude. Thank you for suggesting that. Ethan Landry, I want a Deadpool 4 summer of 2027 maybe. Well, we're jumping the gun there a little bit, aren't we? Deadpool 3 is coming out. Is that next year or 2025? Help me out, guys. I can't remember if it was 2024 or 2025. 2027's definitely plausible for a Deadpool 4, though. It'll be interesting to see if they go straight from Deadpool 3 to a Deadpool 4, or if they'll do the Marvel thing where they they take like a year long, like a couple years break, and they just put Deadpool in other projects until he gets another movie. We'll have to wait and see, man. I don't know what they're planning on doing. The View with Drew. Question for you, Zach. How would you rank the Indiana Jones movies? My ranking is Last Crusade number 1, Raiders number 2, and Temple of Doom number 3, and number 4, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I actually think my ranking is the same as yours, because Last Crusade is my favorite one, followed by Raiders. This is gonna be a little bit controversial, but Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and Temple of Doom, I'm not quite sure how they follow, because Temple of Doom I really do enjoy, but there are some darker moments that just kind of don't sit well with me, with like the slave children and stuff like that. But the action's really fun, and it's just kind of like a fun one-off adventure with Indy. It definitely has a different feel than Raiders does. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I like the first half of it more than I like the second half. Like once they get to the jungle, the movie definitely starts to fall apart for me. You know what? I'll play it safe, and I'll do Kingdom of the Crystal Skull over Temple of Doom. There you go. Last Crusade, Raiders, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Temple of Doom. Don't quote me on that. That could change any day. I gotta watch all those movies again before Indiana Jones 5 comes out. Everyone's gonna be like, what? Zach just put Temple of Doom last? Yeah, that's right, I did. We'll see what happens in the near future. Maybe I'll change that around. Luke Ponto, are you excited for Renfield next week? Is Renfield next week? Oh my gosh. Honestly, that's kind of been slipping on my radar. I've seen the trailer a couple times in theaters, but it's not one that I've been actively waiting for. So, am I excited for it? I don't know if I'm excited, but I'm intrigued. I don't even know if I'll be able to make it out there next week, and we'll have to wait and see. But I'll definitely watch it if I can. Michael Entity is in here. What's going on, Michael? Thanks for joining us tonight, man. What's up, Zach? What is your dream video game movie adaptation? I've gotten the question a couple times, and I'm really not a gamer. I really don't know video games very well. One answer that I stole from my buddy Zach Gola when he was on Luke Ponto's channel was Red Dead Redemption. That would be like a pretty cool Western. But if I don't know, just I don't know. Do a Grand Theft Auto movie, but do it like Ryan Reynolds. Oh, are you kidding me? Why can't I remember what is Ryan Reynolds' movies called where he's the avatar and in the video game, and Free Guy. Do it like Free Guy. Have a Ryan Reynolds type character in a Grand Theft Auto world where everything's just chaos and mayhem, and he doesn't know why he doesn't know why it's happening. I don't know. This is why I don't make movies, because I can't pitch anything for crap. But I appreciate the question, man. Thank you for asking. Ethan Landry, where should Scream 7 take place if it even comes out? I saw an interview. I think it was an interview with Jenna Ortega. I read something on Twitter, so I actually don't really know if it's legit. But she mentioned something about wanting to do it in Paris, which doing a European type setting, out of in a different country, would be kind of cool. But I wonder, even taking it to New York and having Ghostface in New York does kind of stretch it a bit. If you take Ghostface across the country, I don't know. I don't know if you risk going too far with the realism, you need to worry about realism when you're in Scream. But I wouldn't mind Jenna Ortega's suggestion. I wouldn't mind going to Paris or something and seeing how Ghostface does with the French. That could be fun. Spoiler Kings is in here. What's up, Zach? Not much, guys. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for joining me, man. Here it comes, Luke Bonto. How dare you? Temple of Doom is my favorite. JK, I totally respect it. Yeah, man, I enjoy Temple of Doom, but I don't know, the lady the girl that comes along with him and screams the whole time gets kind of annoying. Like I said, there's some darker elements that I don't enjoy all that much. Evil Indiana Jones is kind of ridiculous to me, but there are a lot of fun elements to Temple of Doom that I do enjoy the movie. But yeah, I don't know. There's something about and you have to also remember, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was my first Indiana Jones movie. So I don't view it the same way everyone else who's watched the franchise from beginning to end views Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Now, it has been some time since I've watched Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So if I watched all the Indiana Jones films, maybe once I got to Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I would start to see what everyone else is seeing. But yeah, it definitely not my solidified ranking list. We'll see how that. Maybe I'll rank them closer to Indy 5 coming out. Yeah, Luke Ponto got it. Free guy in here. Thank you, man. Ethan Landry, I want a Nick Fury solo movie. Yeah, that's what this should have been. That's what Secret Invasion should have been. It should have been a movie, and it should have been Nick Fury's solo movie. As solo as you can get with like Maria Hill and everything in there too, though. Because I'm glad they're bringing her back. Bringing back what's her name, Colby Smulders. I'm glad they're bringing her back and that she's going to be in this too. Those two, Nick Fury and Colby Smulders, you know, when they were in the Avengers film, they kind of got the short end of the stick as far as like their role in the plot goes. So I'm glad to see them get in the show. Fans of something, we're seeing The Room live this week with Greg Sestero, Mark himself, in attendance. What are your thoughts on The Room and Tommy's new film, Big Shark? I remember you mentioned it during our streams. Yeah, so The Room is like what everyone says. It's ridiculous. The way it even got made by Tommy Wiseau. The whole story is ridiculous. Disaster Artist did a really good job kind of exploring that. As far as the movie actually goes, honestly, I find it kind of boring. Now, I was kind of in a poor position, you could say, when I first watched The Room because I watched it alone, and that's definitely like a group. Like I showed my friends and we watched it together. But that's definitely like you got to watch that in a group. But like The Room was kind of like a movie where I watched it once, kind of got what everyone was talking about, got the funny bits that I had already seen on like YouTube and stuff, and then I just never revisited it, never went back to it again. It's not that much of a so bad it's good movie for me. I think it's just kind of bad and boring, so I don't spend my time on it very much, to be honest. But as far as Tommy Wiseau's new film goes, Big Shark, I honestly want to see it just for the sake of seeing it, because that trailer, it was just a ripoff of Sharknado. It was like Tommy Wiseau watched Sharknado and thought that's what American films are nowadays and just made Sharknado his own. I don't know how you look at that movie and don't just see it as a Sharknado ripoff. But it looks ridiculous. The graphics are hilariously bad, I'm sure on purpose. Yeah, Tommy Wiseau is one of a kind. But again, one of those people that, like, even if you think his movies are trash, even if you think he's a terrible director, he has made his stamp, he's made his impression, and yeah, his name will stand the test of time because of what he's created, whether for your enjoyment or your disenjoyment, whatever you choose. Thanks for the question, man, and I hope you guys have a great time at The Room Live. That sounds really fun. Bring your spoons. Don't forget your spoons. The View with Drew. Excellent news to share. I saw Goodfellas over the weekend. That's great. And did you like it? Did you enjoy it? You gotta let us know, man. You gotta let us know what you thought of Goodfellas. You can't just end it there. I hope you'll. I'm sure you did. I'm guessing you did. Michael Entity. Who would you say would be the perfect actor to play Null for a Spider-Man movie? I personally think either Mads Mikkelsen or Clancy Brown. Oh, I'm terrible with fan castings. Null is like super vague in my mind. I feel like I saw that character in a cartoon once, in a Spider-Man cartoon. If you're going along the lines of like Mads Mikkelsen or Clancy Brown, Josh Brolin. I don't even know if that's a good choice, but that's the name I'm gonna throw out there, man. Thanks, man. Mason the Nerd. What's going on, Mason? Thank you for joining us tonight, man. What's up? Do you read comics? I don't read very many comics, to be honest with you. I tried to get into comics when I was around like 14 years old, but I kind of got overwhelmed by the comics because there's just so many. I didn't know where to start. Stories interconnect with other stories. So what I started doing was I just got like volume 1 of Spider-Man, a collection of Spider-Man stories from like his first outings in the 60s. And all I've ever read are like comic or Spider-Man comics. So that's where all my comic book knowledge comes from, is Spider-Man comics. So I don't have very much. Although I did read The Killing Joke, which is the only Batman comic I think I've ever read, to be honest with you. And Infinity Gauntlet, because when Infinity War was coming out, I read Infinity Gauntlet. But that was so confusing because I didn't know who anybody was. And every page was like, see this issue and go back to this story in order to understand this character's background. And I was like, I'm done. I have no idea. I'm just going to watch the movie. I'm just going to watch theory videos on YouTube. Yeah, no, I wish I got into comics a little bit more, but it just didn't happen for me. But the movies were my introduction to comics anyways. Like I didn't go from comic books to movies. Like comic book movies is how I got into these characters in the first place. Read comics. Hey, what do you think of the new Spiderverse trailer? It's awesome to see Ben Reilly and that No Way Home reference. Yeah, I thought that was a No Way Home reference, but he says Earth 1999 or like 11999 or something like that. And isn't the MCU's Earth confirmed to be Earth 616? I'm pretty sure that's what Rachel McAdams character, I don't even remember her name, in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness said that their Earth was 616. So I don't know if like they used to be 1999 and then Sony just didn't change that in the script. I don't know, but it was kind of fun to hear that little like Doctor Strange and the nerdy kid from Earth 111 and be like, oh, is that No Way Home? As far as my thoughts on the trailer, we kind of already covered that in the first topic, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Looks like they're doing exactly what we want from Into the Spider-Verse movie. The View withdrew. I absolutely loved Goodfellas. It's a classic movie from the 1990s. Performances were all fantastic, but Joe Pesci was the standout. Yeah, absolutely, dude. I'm so glad you loved it. And yeah, Joe Pesci was great in that movie. It was funny. I had never seen Joe Pesci in anything but Home Alone. So when I watched Goodfellas, I was like, oh my goodness, it's Harry. And he just got knocked off. That scene's intense when they walk into the room and you realize it's empty and just a realization on Joe Pesci's face before he gets it. Oh, that's a chilling scene. Very, very well done. Luke Ponto, what are 3 movies that you consider turn your brain off type of movies? Transformers, Transformers 2, Transformers Dark of the Moon. No, definitely Transformers. I'll put it in there. Fast and Furious, I would put it in there, to be honest with you. Although, not Fast and Furious 5. I think Fast and Furious 5 was legitimately good and had some really great stuff in it. But, like, everything after that's kind of turned your brain off. And for a third one, any of the Rambo sequels. Rambo 2, Rambo 3. Rambo 4 is a little bit more elevated because it's like based on true events, but for me that makes it more horrific. And Rambo Last Blood is just a Taken ripoff with a Home Alone deadly sequence at the end. So yeah, those are 3 that come to mind at the moment, but I won't say that those are like definitive ones. But Transformers, Fast and Furious, Rambo 2, 3, or 5. Read comics. 2099 Spider said the right Earth number, but in the MCU they call it 616 as well. So 2099 Spider-Man did say 616? I thought he said like 199. I don't know. Maybe I heard him wrong. But yeah, it was really cool. And it's really cool to see 2099 Spidey. Ben Reilly is a character I know very, very little about. He's like a clone or something, if I remember correctly. I did read one issue of Spider-Man. I don't think it was Ben Reilly, but it was like Doc Ock put his brain or swapped his brains with Peter Parker. That was an interesting storyline. But Ben Reilly is iffy for me. I really only know my Peter Parker, to be honest with you, and that's not even like to a hardcore degree. The View withdrew. I think Cowboys and Aliens is a turn your brain off type movie. I never saw it. It came out when I was young. I'm not too young to see it, but too young to care about it. Didn't really know about it, and then I just never got around to watching it because I heard it was so bad. So there you go. All right, guys, and with that, we can move on, and we can go on to topic number 2. All right, guys. Topic number 2. Oh, boy, this is a fun one. So this is topic number 2. You guys might not remember this movie because it is so old, guys. It is like, do we even remember this movie? Moana? Does that ring a bell? Moana, 2016, The Rock, Alio Carvalho, or what? I can't remember her name. Animated film, Disney. Does it ring a bell? No? That's good, because they're remaking it. Yay! Okay, so this news came out of nowhere, like literally out of nowhere. I think it was yesterday. The Rock got on social media, posted this announcement video, and they announced that they are doing a remake of Moana, live action, and The Rock is set to return as Maui. So here's what the folks over at the Hollywood Reporter had to say. Johnson plans to return to the role of Maui, the grandiose demigod of the wind and sea. He will produce via his Seven Bucks Productions along with Danny Garcia and Hiram Garcia. Bo Flynn produces via Flynn Pictures. Jared Bush, who wrote the screenplay for the original movie, is back to write the remake, along with Dana LaDuke Miller. No director is involved at this stage of development. And also later on in the article, it goes on to say that Elia Carvalho, who played what's the girl's name in Moana now? I can't remember what her name is. But the main girl in Moana, she's not said to return for her role, but she is set to be an executive producer on the film. So, all right, guys. So, Moana's coming back after like 7 years. So there's a part of me that kind of wants to give a little bit more grace to this, because as movie fans, sometimes when we hear news that we don't fully understand or understand what they're doing at the studios, we tend to just go straight to anger and confusion. Why are they doing that? Well, that's stupid, right? So let's look at this a little bit differently. So they're doing Moana, okay. The Rock coming back as Maui, that could be fun. We'll get some new visuals. We'll get a new take on it in live action. The screenplay writer's coming back who wrote the original film. So, if you like the story in the original, you can probably just copy and paste and do the live. No, this is stupid. This is so weird. I usually would give a little bit more thought of positivity to this, but I don't understand this at all. Moana only came out in 2016. I saw Moana on a whim, to be honest with you. Like, I didn't have any plans on seeing the movie. I didn't even know if I wanted to, but my brother was kind of around the age where I thought that he might enjoy it. So I took him to the theater to go watch it. Ended up having a great time. Really liked it. I thought it was a really charming animated Disney film. But I thought also it worked as an animated film. You had a chicken on the ride with her, the waves, the way that she connected with the water, and it was beautifully animated. Like Moana, there is nothing really wrong with Moana. I don't really see any cracks that they would need to fix. I don't really see why they would even look at it maybe and be like, ooh, I think we can do it better, but we can do it better in live action. The whole thing just kind of feels odd to me. And another odd thing about this live action Moana, the kids who grew up with Moana aren't even done growing up with Moana. It's only been out 7 years. If it was like a 4-year-old kid, they're only like 11 now. Give them time. Build the nostalgia at least. This decision is so bizarre to me. I don't know. The Rock must have something he wants to do with this so passionately. He's got his production behind it, so he obviously really wants this to get done. The fact that they're bringing the original writer of the movie to write this, honestly, and I know you guys are already thinking about it. You think I'm a hypocrite because when they announced that they were doing How to Train Your Dragon in live action, and they're bringing back the original screenwriter to do that movie, you're like, oh, but Zach, you said that you give it a chance, it could be good. Well, yeah, I can see why you guys would think I'm hypocritical. Maybe I am, but at least How to Train Your Dragon hit the decade mark from when the first film came out. At least there's some space between the original to when there'll be the live action. And with the live action with How to Train Your Dragon, you got dragons, you can make it medieval, you can change the setting a little bit. It could be a really cool live action movie, and I stand by that. Moana, though, Moana feels like a movie that fit its form perfectly right out of the gate. Animated Disney film, gorgeously animated, perfectly voice cast, great songs, great music. It's a near perfect Disney animated film. I don't understand the need to do this. I don't know why they're putting millions of dollars into remaking an already great movie that they have. That's not even that old. It basically came out yesterday. So I don't know, guys. What do you guys think of this? Are you guys excited for a live action Moana? Do you wish these millions of dollars was going into Incredibles 3 or something else creative? Of course, I had to pick another sequel. But comment down below. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions on this, guys. Will you be there day one? I'd love to hear it. And without further ado, let's take a look at what you guys are saying. All right, guys, before we get on with the rest of your comments and questions that we're going to talk about this, because I'm really fascinated to hear what you guys have to say about this Moana nonsense that's going on. I forgot to mention off the top of the show, but now that we have more people here, it's a little bit more fair. Warner Brothers recently sent me a copy of Rebel Without a Cause, a James Dean classic. I really enjoy this film. I watched this a couple years ago for the first time, went through my whole James Dean collection. I thought it was really entertaining. So tonight, we are giving away a digital copy code to Rebel Without a Cause. All you got to do, guys, is go to this website. Go to wb.com/redeem movie. Keep that up throughout the rest of the stream, the rest of the show, because I'm going to put up the code at any moment. You're not going to know when it's going to pop up. Now, this code only works for the U.S. residents. Unfortunately, it's only USA based, so I apologize to anyone who's watching that's not in the USA. But yeah, guys, keep your eyes peeled because the code is going to be dropping at any moment. And with that said, let's get on and let's go on with your questions, your comments and questions. We got Lou Ponto. Have you seen a movie called Dress to Kill? It's directed by Brian De Palma. Dress to Kill. I feel like I have heard of it, but I've never seen it. I feel like I've heard of it. I might be thinking of something else, though. But no, I'm sorry, Luke. I have not seen that. I've got a week from April 16th to the 21st where I'm home alone. Dude, I'm going to contact you, and I am going to ask you for movie recommendations, and I'm just going to plant myself on the couch for a week and just watch all the movies you recommend, dude. I'm going to get all caught up on it. The View with Drew. This might sound nuts. Haven't seen Moana at all. Dude, now you don't have to. Just wait for the live action film, and then you can go see it in theaters. Let that be your first exposure. No, I would recommend Moana. I think it's a sweet, charming film. I think it has great music. I think it has great characters. The animation's gorgeous. I really like the story. I am baffled why they would be doing a live action this soon. Now, I'm not against down the line a Moana live action movie. I don't know, 2030, 2040 maybe. Like, give some distance. Like, give the kids some time to actually grow up with the movie, get nostalgia for. Like, it's one of the oddest remake decisions I've ever seen as my time looking at movie news and being interested in filmmaking process. Like, I've never heard of this before. A movie only coming out 7 years and then being remade, an animated film nonetheless. I don't know. It's baffling to me. I just don't get it. Read comics. Dwayne Johnson's ego on overdrive again. There's no point of making this. But if they're going to, they should have Tamura Morrison and Taika Waititi in it. Yeah, that's actually. I like those choices, man. Good picks. Yeah, I was seeing some reports out there, like reporting this and saying that the entire cast was coming back to do this, like Aaliyah. I can never get her name right. Aaliyah Calvero or whoever played the original girl in the original one, and Dwayne Johnson. And nowhere in the article that I read with this news did it say that everybody was coming back. The only one confirmed to come back was Dwayne Johnson from Maui. And it kind of sounds like this is a Dwayne Johnson vehicle. It sounds like this is all his idea, to be honest with you. So I don't know if everyone else is going to come back, but if they have to replace some people, Tamura Morrison and Taika Waititi, those are good picks. You know what you do? You make Taika Waititi the chicken. You make him hey. He could totally play a chicken. I would buy into it. Lou Ponto. Moana is a great movie. Why are they remaking it? Yeah, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Now, like on the flip side, hey, if it turns out really good, maybe we'll have 2 Moana movies starring The Rock that are both awesome. But I just can't help but picture that this movie's just going to be overly CGI. They're going to be against a blue screen. It's going to feel, I don't know. I shouldn't be, they don't even have a director attached to it yet. I shouldn't be already putting my expectations of negativity onto it. I just, the animation style for this movie worked so well. The forum that they used to create this story in the first place worked so well. I just don't see it working as well with live action. I don't know. Maybe they can do it, though. Maybe they can pull it off. We'll have to wait and see. Aaron Austin's in here. What's going on, Austin? Thank you for being here. Hey, everybody. Well, hello, Austin. Thank you for joining us tonight, man. Happy to have you in here. Lou Ponto, Dress to Kill is weird as heck, so that might not be a recommendation. I just wanted to know if you were familiar with the film. Yeah, sorry, man, I haven't seen it, but weird as heck. Thanks for letting me know, man. Luke Ponto says, yes, make Taika Waititi the chicken. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Make Taika Waititi the chicken. Luke Ponto says, it's going to be shot for shot. Oh, man, that could be the worst decision that they could make. Shot for shot. Shot for shot hardly. I don't know if shot for shot ever works, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know if I want them to do that. They should not do that. Oh man. Anyway, guys, we are all caught up on the comments and questions yet again. So we are moving on to topic number. What did I do with my fingers just now? Topic number 3. All right. Topic number 3 is this. So with the success, the major success of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, there's been a lot of talk about possibly being a Shrek 5. People have been really craving Shrek 5 a lot these days. I've been seeing a lot more talk and a lot more desire for another Shrek film than I've seen for a very long time. And it looks like we're gonna get our wish granted. And it looks like we might be closer to getting our wish granted than we might have even thought, because recently, Chris Meledandri, if I said his name right, I hope I did, was out giving interviews. He's in charge of Illumination, and he also has some DreamWorks attachments. So he was giving some interviews about, talking about they're going to do Sinks 3, they're going to talk about doing a Secret Life of Pets 3 and expanding that universe. But in the interview, there came a point where he talked about Shrek, and here's what he had to say about doing another Shrek. It's not that dissimilar to the process that we went through with Mario, where you look at what the core elements are that audiences have loved and you do your very best to honor those core elements. And then you're hard at work to build story elements and new characters that... Oh, sorry, guys. Let me try that again. And then you're hard at work to build story elements and new characters that take you to brand new places. The original cast is a huge part of that. Though no deals are in place, he said, negotiations with the actors are going well. We anticipate the cast coming back. Talks are starting now, and every indication that we've gotten is that there's tremendous enthusiasm on behalf of the actors to return. And that comes to us from Chris Meledandri via Variety. All right, so they're in talks to do... Now, and what's interesting about the article is they don't mention it by Shrek 5. What they say is a Shrek reboot, and they're hoping to get the original cast on board to do the Shrek reboot. So I find the wording of that also very interesting, because they don't say Shrek continuation, they don't say we're continuing the franchise, they specifically say reboot. Now, I would imagine if they're going to bring the entire cast back, this would be a continuation of the Shrek franchise. And honestly, right now, the iron is hot. You've got a strike on this. People are craving for a Shrek 5. I totally believe that this is going to go through. If they're talking to the cast already, I totally believe that this is going to go through. If they're talking to the cast already, and we've also had in interviews in the past couple weeks, Eddie Murphy himself said that he would be down to return. He'd also be down for a Donkey movie, which in this article, they ask him if Donkey could have a standalone movie like Puss in Boots, and he says absolutely. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think Donkey works best as a side character. But the fact that all these actors are talking, Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, Eddie Murphy, I can't remember the guy's... Antonio Banderas, I think is his name, who plays Puss in Boots. Obviously, he would be in because he's already done Puss in Boots. I think Shrek 5 is happening. I think we're going to get the announcement that Shrek 5 is greenlit, ready to go, starting production in like the next coming weeks. And you know what? I'm actually pretty excited for a Shrek 5. Shrek has definitely made its impact in pulp culture. It has definitely made its way into, I mean, it's even in the, what's it called, the national, what's that thing called, National Film Registry. It's been preserved. It's been certified as like a classic, one of the films that we have to culturally preserve. So it's definitely made its stamp. It's definitely made its mark. It's had generations of kids growing up with it, generations of kids, now adults and still kids today, who love these characters, who loves this franchise. Shrek 5 would make such a box office hit. I totally believe this is going to happen, and I'm more excited for a Shrek film now than ever, especially after seeing Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Now the question goes to you guys. What do you guys think of Shrek 5? Are you excited for this Shrek movie? Are you going to be disappointed if it's a reboot and they just completely scrap the original films and do something fresh and new but with the same voice cast? Comment down below. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions, what you guys think about this, and let's take a look at what you guys are saying. All right, let's see here. Let's go back to your guys' comments and questions. Aaron Austin. talk, they teased Shrek 5. It's definitely happening. Yeah, okay. That's an interesting conversation, actually. Yeah, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish has been out long enough, but if you have not seen it, here's just like a slight minor. It's not a big deal, but it might be considered a slight spoiler. At the end of Puss in Boots, okay, there's two things. Puss in Boots is at one point in the movie is recounting his life, and there's like a quick flash of him walking with Shrek and Donkey. It's like 5 seconds. It's very quick, but at the end of the movie, Puss in Boots is sailing off, and the camera pans around, and you see that he's sailing towards far, far away. So, yes, they put a Shrek connection into Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I'm not so sure that I would call that teasing Shrek 5. I definitely think when they were making Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, because they've talked about a Shrek 5, honestly, for quite some time now, I feel like they definitely desired to make another Shrek movie. I feel like they used Puss in Boots to test the waters, so they threw in that little Shrek cameo. They threw in Far, Far Away at the end to see what the excitement would be, to see how Puss in Boots and The Last Wish did, which it did very well at the box office. It crushed it, which is very good. So, yes, I think they definitely had plans to do a Shrek 5. I think they wanted to do a Shrek 5. But if Puss in Boots had flopped at the box office or didn't do very well, I don't think these talks would have gone forward. I don't think they would have moved forward with Shrek 5. I think the fact that it's done so well with Puss in Boots, I think that's why they're now really getting into the talks for Shrek 5. But I can see what you're saying there about teasing Shrek 5, and it's definitely happening. And if they're talking to the cast, I imagine they have some kind of outline or a pitch of the story. I feel like they have a direction with it that they want to go. And now they're just waiting to see if they can get the cast on board, which if the cast doesn't sign on, I wonder if they would get new voice actors. Because if you think about it, they could do it with new voice actors. I don't think people would be as thrilled if they did, but I could see that happening too. Luke Ponto. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is awesome. Glad it made the box office return so we could get a Shrek 5. Yeah. And dude, I'll tell you what, Shrek 5, whew, it's got a hill to climb to keep up with Puss in Boots' quality and entertainment, man. If Shrek 5 is half as good as Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, we are in for a really good film. But if it can surpass it or be as good as Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, we're in for a great time, man. I cannot wait. Read comics. I love Shrek, but I haven't had a want for a fifth film. I just hope Illumination doesn't make it. I only saw Puss in Boots once and haven't seen The Last Wish. I don't think Illumination would make Shrek 5. I've never looked too deeply into this, so I could totally be talking false. So don't take this as actual fact, but my understanding is that Illumination and DreamWorks are separate studios. I don't think that Illumination and DreamWorks work together, if I'm remembering correctly. Someone in the chat can definitely correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that, because Shrek is a DreamWorks property, so I don't think that Illumination would have access to Shrek to make a DreamWorks property. Vice versa, I don't think a DreamWorks studio could make an Illumination. And I'm pretty sure Illumination is tied to Universal Studios. Which isn't DreamWorks also Universal? Maybe I'm talking wrong, but I don't think Illumination will have any involvement. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I am, please. Aaron Austin, I think I'm the only one who liked Shrek 4. I liked Shrek 4. I didn't like it so much when I was younger, I guess. I don't know. But it's grown on me. I'll say that. Shrek 4 has grown on me. And actually, when I was younger, I preferred Shrek 3 over Shrek 4. That's flipped for me now. I prefer Shrek 4 over Shrek 3 now. Shrek 4 is kind of like It's a Wonderful Life type story, but I do think it does a good job wrapping up the franchise, at least at the time in 2011 when it came out, it wrapped up the franchise. And it's fun, and it's got some fun bits. Fat Puss in Boots in there is really funny. Fiona being the warrior and Shrek kind of being like the apprentice, I thought was a fun little thing to play with those characters. There was a lot of good things in Shrek 4. And Rumpelstiltskin, I thought he was a pretty fun, entertaining villain. He was definitely better than Prince Charming was in Shrek 3. Rumpelstiltskin was a little bit more fun and a little bit more entertaining. But yeah, I like Shrek 4. Absolutely, man. Geek Ledger, well, thank you for joining us tonight, Geek Ledger. Thanks for being here, man. Speaking of reboots, thoughts on the Harry Potter HBO Max series that was announced to be in the early pre-production stages. It's rumored to be getting a full 7-season order, 1 season per book. Yes, I do have thoughts, and we will talk about those thoughts when we get to our final topic of the night. But I will save my thoughts for that, man. But thank you for typing that in. You will get your answer very, very soon. By the way, guys, if you're just joining, I did this a little bit late, so I'm just going to let you guys know again. We're giving away a digital copy code for James Dean's Rebel Without a Cause. It's for US only. So go to this website, Nope, that's wrong. wb.com/redeem-movie. Have that up for the remainder of the show, and I'm going to be dropping the code at any moment, and you want to be the first one to type that code in, so definitely keep your eyes open for that, guys. All right. Read comics. Are you a fan of Sean Chandler Talks About? Dude, I'm a big fan of Sean Chandler Talks About. Sean Chandler Talks About, I found him, he did a ranking of like every Marvel villain, and it had like 200,000 views at the time, and that's how I discovered his channel. But yeah, I really like him. I like how genuine, I like how authentic and real he is with his audience. I love his second channel. His second channel, Real Creators, is completely underrated. It only has like 4,000 subscribers. If you guys are YouTube aspiring creators in the film pocket of this internet world, like I am, like I know many of you guys are, definitely go to Sean Chandler Talks About, or go to, more specifically, Real Creators, but Sean's face is still like the logo, because he makes a lot of videos and live streams giving advice and information about becoming a full-time movie talker on YouTube that are very helpful and very, very kind and just generous of him to spend his time doing that for younger creators. Like I downloaded 2 of his live streams that he did this past weekend at MegaCon with Cody Leach, 3C Films, who I also love, The Flick Pick, which I also love. Perry Nimroff was there as well, and I listened to those at work over the past couple days, and they were really informative. They were really fun to listen to, and yeah. And when I hit 4 years on YouTube, I tweeted out that I had hit 4 years on YouTube, and Sean Chandler liked my tweet and congratulated me, and I was kind of beside myself. I was like, oh my gosh, Sean Chandler knows Zach Milne Talks Movies. At least he knows the name now. I doubt he watches me. I doubt he's ever watched anything from me, but he wished me luck and everything, and I was just like, dude, you just made my 4-year anniversary super great, so much better. And then he was doing a live stream, and I typed in a question or just a congratulations or something. I can't even remember what I wrote in, but he remembered me. He was like, hey, you're the guy from Twitter who did you had the 4 years recently. Congrats, man. And I was watching the live stream, and I was just like, what? He remembered me from Twitter? That's so freaking cool. Yeah, I really like Sean Chandler. He's a big inspiration for me on YouTube. Yeah, so Cody from the Brock Ops side, he met Sean Chandler a couple times, and we talked about that a little bit on a show not too long ago. But yeah, that was really cool. Aaron Austin responded to Geek Ledger. I believe it's an interesting idea as long as they make it their own thing. Plus, they can add to the plot and flesh out characters even more. But I kind of wish we got a new story in the same universe. All right, so that's obviously referring to the Harry Potter series coming to HBO Max. Yep, we'll talk about it in a minute, man. We'll talk about it in a minute. Aaron Austin, 4 better than 3 for me too. Yep, like I said, I agree. Read comics. I've only seen Shrek 3 and 4 once as well. I remember liking them, but I think 4 was my least favorite. Yeah, when I was a kid, 4 was my least favorite, and then when I watched them again in my teens, I think the last time I watched Shrek 2, because Shrek 2 is the GOAT, it's the best one, was honestly just a couple months ago, sometime last year in November or October, I can't really remember. But the last time that I watched Shrek 3 and Shrek 4 was when I was 17, maybe 16, 17 years old was the last time that I checked those ones out. So I definitely got to give those another rewatch. But yeah, Shrek 2 will always be my favorite. But time will tell if Puss in Boots: The Last Wish will kick it out of its spot. Fans of something. I think you're right. Separate studios, but both DreamWorks and Illumination are featured at Universal Studios in Orlando, and I'm guessing Hollywood too. Yeah, that's why I was like, oh wait. DreamWorks and Illumination are both under Universal, so maybe I'm wrong about that. But yeah, they are separate studios, so I don't think they intermingle very much. So thank you for adding that in there, fans of something. Appreciate it. Jason Entertainment. Hey, Zach, how you doing? Well, first of all, I'm doing well, man. But how are you doing? Thank you for being here, Jason. Thank you for joining us. Nice Spidey shirt. Thanks, man. Yeah, you can actually see me buy this shirt. When I did Blu-ray pickups back in the day when I would go out and buy Blu-rays, and I did one for Far From Home. And I dressed up as Spider-Man at Walmart and everything. It's a really ridiculous late night, you can tell, kind of video. And I actually buy this shirt in that video. So if you want to see the very first time that I wear this shirt, head on over to that video, Far From Home Blu-ray pickup, and you can see me buy this for the first time. I don't know why you would want to, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. I can't wait for Shrek 5. I will admit that I'm a bit worried to where the story will go, but after Puss in Boots 2, I think they are in good hands. Yeah, I mean, they've definitely had time to develop a Shrek 5 story, that's for sure. They've definitely had the time. Hopefully it's not one of those things where it's just a cash grab. They're seeing the pop culture relevance of Shrek. They're seeing how much people love it, and they just think that they can get $1, so they're bringing everyone back to try and get that $1. Hopefully that's not the case, but I figured because they put out Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which was a great movie, and kind of like set up the stepping stones of getting to a Shrek 5. I feel like because they put in that work, they must have a solid idea of what they want for Shrek 5, and it must be something that they're passionate about. At least that's what I would hope. Maybe I'm a little bit too hopeful for the business suit guys, but that's what I hope. Oh, Grandma Milne's in here. I loved Shrek, all of them. Oh, that's awesome, Grandma. You haven't seen 4 though, Grandma? Grandma. You gotta see 4. You gotta finish it off, Grandma. You gotta see Shrek 4. Thank you for being here tonight, Grandma. Thanks for supporting me. Read comics. The View withdrew. Thanks so much. I get no active subs these days. Oh, so The View withdrew must have subscribed to you, man. That's awesome. Read Comics says, nothing beats Shrek 1. Yeah, Shrek 1 is definitely, for me, after Shrek 2. It's like Shrek 2, Shrek 1, Shrek 4, Shrek 3. I think that would be my ranking of the Shrek films. But yeah, Shrek 1 it's a classic. It's great. And the jokes still hold up. The characters still hold up. I do find Shrek 2 holds up a little bit more. It's a little bit funnier. It has a more interesting story, a more deeper story. But that first Shrek film, man, that's solid. It's solid, and I've loved it ever since, man. Aw, fans of something asking how my grandma's doing lately. I don't know if my grandma's still in the chat, but yeah, guys, for last week, thank you guys, everybody, for the well wishes and prayers and support for my grandma. She's out of the hospital. She's back home. She seems to be doing very, very well. So thank you guys for all the support on that. I really appreciate that. And yeah, she does too. I know she does. All right, guys, and we're all caught up with the chat once again. So we're going to move on to our final topic of the night. And this is a big one, guys. And I think you know what it is. So here we go. Make sure that this is all lined up well. Yep. All right. So, news. Oh ho ho, news dropped this week. And one of the big ones that dropped this week revolved around Harry Potter. Now, Harry Potter is a franchise that obviously is so beloved by so many people for, 20 years now? Over 20 years now? And David Zaslav, who is now the head of Warner Brothers, Warner Brothers Discovery, I should say, he has been very adamant that he is looking to do more with the Harry Potter IP. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. We haven't really heard much development for a 4th film. It kind of sounds like they've axed that franchise. It hasn't been official yet, but it's not looking good for that franchise. They really want to do Harry Potter. And David Zaslav, it looks like he wants to do his Harry Potter IP revival in the form of an HBO Max show. So this is coming to us from Deadline, but the source of the story comes from the site called Bloomberg, which you have to pay to read. So I don't pay for Bloomberg, so I haven't read it. But this is what Deadline had to say, what Bloomberg said. Warner Brothers is in talks with J.K. Rowling to join the project as a producer. Deadline has confirmed. Once she comes on board, the project, which is in nascent stages, is expected to look for a writer. As first reported by Bloomberg, the general idea is for each season of the potential TV series is to focus on one book in the Harry Potter book series, which consists of 7 novels. And that comes to us from Deadline. So they want to do a Harry Potter series over on HBO Max. J.K. Rowling, they're getting her involved as like a consultant, but she's not going to be a showrunner. They're going to get a different writer for the series if this in fact goes through. That's one thing that should be kind of, expressed, is that it's not officially greenlit, as you can read in the article. They're in talks to get Rowling to join the project. She hasn't joined yet, and she gives her approval. She's the one that signs off all the Harry Potter, approves all the Harry Potter stuff that can happen. So they definitely have ambitions. They definitely have a desire to do this Harry Potter show, but it's not confirmed yet. It definitely looks like it's on its way to being confirmed, but let's just make that clear. It hasn't officially. The ink's not dry yet, okay? So let's just say that. So what do I think of this is what you guys are here, I assume, to hear. What do I think of this? So first of all, for me, Harry Potter is a series that I'm not super attached to. Growing up as a Christian in a Christian household, Harry Potter was off limits. I was not allowed to watch Harry Potter. My parents forbid it. So I did not watch Harry Potter until I bought the Blu-ray set myself when I was like 18 or 19 years old, So I never grew up with Harry Potter as a kid. I watched it for the first time as an adult. And I thought the franchise was very good. I thought it was a very good, well-made story, well-made movies. Very impressive that each of those child actors grew up to be good actors. Very impressive that they were able to keep the quality pretty consistent all the way through the series. But I don't love Harry Potter. But I do think Harry Potter's good. So with that perspective in mind, with what I just said about not being that attached, I don't have that much nostalgia to Harry Potter. I'm fine with this. What? Yeah, I know. I'm fine with it. Now, here's a couple things to consider for the series, right? So Harry Potter is definitely a beloved friend. Like it's timeless. Like kids are growing up with Harry Potter today. Kids who grew up with it followed the kids' journeys from 2001 all the way to 2012. How long did that series go for? I can't really remember. But people who grew up with Harry, Hermione, and Ron as they grew up, and the kids that are watching them today, Harry Potter's timeless. It covers all generations. It does very well. But with streaming nowadays, what you can do with a property has drastically changed from when Harry Potter first came out and you could really only do movies. If they're going to do a season a book, I think that could be really intriguing because personally, I've never read the Harry Potter books. But everybody that I know who loves Harry Potter, the movies and the books, they say the books are better. And they say the books have a lot more in them than the movies were able to fit in them. So if you're taking an HBO Max series and you're spending a whole season, let's say it's I don't know, 8 to 9 hours, 1 hour per episode, 8 or 9 episodes, right? And you're doing that per book. Every complaint that people have when books get adapted and, oh, they missed this, they cut this out, they didn't explain this, there's a lot more explanation about the backstory of that in the book, that goes away. That all goes away because you don't have as much of a time constraint when you're making a TV series opposed to when you're making a movie. And Harry Potter is now 20 years old. And unfortunately, we have lost cast members from the original movies. Snape, the actor of Snape, passed away. Recently, Hagrid, the actor who played Hagrid, passed away. There's a lot that would be different with Harry Potter if you just tried to continue the franchise as Harry and Ron and Hermione as adults in the movies, which J.K. Rowling has expressed she doesn't want to do. The actors, especially Daniel Radcliffe at this time, have expressed that they're not interested in going back to Harry Potter. They're trying to shed that skin and trying to grow as actors. So if you can't get these people back and you want to continue to grow this IP, I think an HBO Max show where you can flesh out this world, flesh out this story, and really take your time to tell these novels, I think that could be a really unique, different way to look at the Harry Potter universe. And there's a whole new generation of kids who will grow up with this series, who will have a new Harry Potter series and world to love. Honestly, I don't see a problem with this. And again, I don't have nostalgia attached to Harry Potter. I totally understand why people would be upset or a little bit annoyed that they're taking a franchise that they love and just trying to redo it. I mean, heck, I loved High School Musical growing up, and I got upset when they were doing High School Musical, the series. Okay, I'm no one to I'm no one to complain about that. I totally get what you guys are going through, but as someone who doesn't have those feelings attached to Harry Potter, who's looking at it a little bit more removed from the nostalgia, I think this could be cool. And HBO Max is a quality service. They do really great stuff with their TV series. They do really great, like just look at The Last of Us. Like the adaptation of The Last of Us, people are loving that. I haven't finished that, to be honest with you guys, but people are loving The Last of Us adaptation from the video game. So I honestly have full faith in HBO Max. They take time and care and quality with their products. If they're going to get J.K. Rowling on board, obviously they'll have her blessing. And if they can give a new Harry Potter, a deeper look into Harry Potter than we've ever gotten before, and they can capture, and this is all ifs, of course, but if they can capture that charm, if they can capture that magic, no pun intended, with this new cast, these new set of actors, and the new world that they're going to reinvent for themselves, I think it could be nothing but a win-win. You'd have the movie set, you'd have the TV show, and if they're both great, you Potterheads, you just win. I don't know, guys. Those are my thoughts and opinions on this news. What do you guys think of this? Are you guys a little bit more upset about this? Are you annoyed that they're doing this? Are they ruining your childhood? Or are you kind of more like me and you're like, yeah, you know what? Give this a chance. It could be good. Comment down below. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions, guys. I'd love to hear them. And without further ado, let's take a look at what you guys are saying about this. And that is our last topic of the night, guys. And I don't know how you guys are feeling, so I'm really excited to get back into this chat. But one final time, guys, if you haven't already gone to this website, wb.com/redeem-movie, we are giving away a digital copy code, United States residents only, unfortunately, for Rebel Without a Cause, starring James Dean. So if you want a chance to win, go to this website, wb.com/redeem-movie, and keep that up because the code will be dropping at any moment and you're not going to know when. All right? Sound cool? All right. Let's get to your comments and questions, guys. I'm really excited to see what you guys are saying about. Whoa, you guys had a lot to say about this. I'm looking forward to this. All right, Luke Bonto. Harry Potter ended off perfectly with Deathly Hallows Part 2. No more Potter movies. Well, I mean, they're not doing any more Potter movies. They're just taking the source material of Harry Potter and they're doing it again on HBO Max in the form of a TV show. I do agree though. When I watched Harry Potter, I was really into the first three movies, and then I liked Goblet of Fire, but it kind of it felt like a filler. If it was a TV show, it would have felt like a filler episode, except for the end with Voldemort. That stuff was great. Then 5 and 6 were fine, in my opinion. But yeah, Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Deathly Hallows Part 2 definitely ended the franchise off in a great way, and definitely is one of the most satisfying franchise series finales I've seen from a movie, to be honest with you. I really thought it was poetic and beautiful and nice. So I was blown away by how well they were able to cap that off. Like, it's a very solid franchise overall. But yeah, they're not doing more movies. They're doing a TV show, and that's a little bit different. Read comics. I've never read or seen Harry Potter. I've never read Harry Potter, but I recommend the movies, dude. Even if you didn't grow up with them, they're entertaining. I mean, the first two, the first film especially, it's definitely like a kids and family movie. Like it definitely has that kind of feel because they're kids. And even the second film's kind of like that, but it gets a little bit darker with some of the material in the second one. But then when you hit the third one, it's a complete tonal shift. The kids are a little bit older. The material matures a little bit more. It really is a franchise that grew with its audience, and so I definitely recommend it. And when you get to that third film, I think you'll be more on board with it if you weren't on board with it as much during the first and second one. Fans of something. So wait, they want to remake each movie during the series. Technically, that is a way to look at it. But technically, they're not remaking the movies. They're adapting each novel into a season. So, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone will be season 1, and they'll spend that entire season just adapting that book. And then when they get to season 2, the Chamber of Secrets, the entire book of Chamber of Secrets will be adapted into a season. So overall, you're going to end up having a 7-season show, but like told over the course of, I don't know, help me with math. What's 8 times 7? 8 hours times 7 seasons. Yeah, this is really looking bad for me. I don't know, 50-something hours of content. So it's a little bit different than just remaking the movies, but that's just how I see it. Jason Entertainment. Since it's not 100% greenlit, I feel the same way as someone in the chat that said it's best if they work on other stories about the Harry Potter universe. The thing with the Harry Potter, the thing with expanding the Harry Potter universe is they tried doing that with Fantastic Beasts already, right? And I mean, you can't look at the third film too objectively because it did have COVID repercussions. But and those films were made and greenlit before David Zaslav bought and became the head of Warner Brothers, or Warner Brothers Discovery as they now call it. So those Fantastic Beasts movies, they were getting diminishing returns. They weren't captivating. The audiences were not returning or enjoying the Fantastic Beasts movies the ways that they loved Harry Potter. So David Zaslav, who has come in and looked at that and has assessed that, he wants to go back to Harry Potter. So maybe after they do Harry Potter as this season or a series, maybe after that he'll be more comfortable trying something different and exploring the universe, or even maybe during that he'll explore the universe. But I think the results with Fantastic Beasts has scared him from doing that for a little bit, and he's playing it safe and going back to Potter and all his friends. So that's just how I'm seeing it. Read comics. I'm of a Christian family too, but that's not the reason I haven't seen Harry Potter. I just never have. I think the Disney Plus Percy Jackson show had the potential to rival the Harry Potter franchise. So I've only seen, I can't remember if I watched the second one. I think I've only seen the first Percy Jackson movie. I honestly can't remember if I've seen the second one, but I think I've only seen the first. And I enjoyed it. It was good. I never read the book, so that's all I can base my Percy Jackson knowledge on is the first movie. What I will say to that is I think Disney Plus has proven... I enjoy Disney Plus shows. Don't get me wrong. Their quality does not stand up to HBO Max. HBO Max has proven to have stronger quality with their shows than Disney Plus has. And I feel like Disney Plus with Percy Jackson, because they're young adult books, I feel like they're going to play it more to a young adult audience. I could see them, and again, like I have no evidence to back this up. I'm just speculating. I could see the Harry Potter series on HBO Max being more for families, for kids to enjoy, but also stuff there for the people who grew up with the movies to also enjoy. And they definitely get mature in the books, so I can see that series definitely getting mature. I don't know if the Percy Jackson series does that. Honestly, if I had to put $5 on it right now, which I'm not saying I am, but if I had to put $5 on it right now, Percy Jackson gets canceled before Harry Potter does. If this series goes through, Harry Potter will make it through its 7 seasons. Like, their plan will come through. It'll work. Percy Jackson's will get canceled after maybe season 3. But like that's just me blindly, betting, gambling. Did I say that right? Gambling? I don't even know. Fans of something. Again, similar to your statement about Moana being too close in terms of years, I think this is too close to when the Harry Potter series ended. I'm a little bit torn on that because Harry Potter, its conception of the movies started in 2001. So we have had 20 years since Philosopher's Stone. And it has been a decade, at least a decade, because I believe Deathly Hallows Part 2 was 2011. It has been a decade since the franchise has ended. So I do think like they did have the 20-year reunion recently on HBO Max. I do think that you could start to do something for a new generation. Whereas with Moana, you have like the generation that's grown up with Moana hasn't finished growing up with Moana. They're like, okay, like this generation's like not even halfway through getting to their teen years, but let's do another live action film for them again, and then they have 2 Moanas to grow up with. I don't know. For me, it's a little bit. I can see where you're coming from, absolutely, but for me, it's a little bit different, especially since Harry Potter is books, and I feel like if you can do more with the lore of the books than you could with the movies, I feel like the series could end up feeling distinct from the movies. I feel like they could end up making this feel like their own thing and create their own identity out of the show. Luke Ponto, I don't have a good feeling about this show. Even though I love the Harry Potter movies, this isn't necessary. Well, again, I mean, if the series doesn't work out, right? If if it crashes and burns, the franchise will always be that classic timeless thing. Like the movies won't be taken away from you. But if the series is able to be its own thing, be something new for the Harry Potter world, and incorporate stuff from the books, from the stories that the movies just didn't have time to adapt, to make them their own thing, to make them so distinct and stand apart from the movies, then you just end up potentially having great Harry Potter movies and a great Harry Potter series that explores deeper into the books. Like, I think it could end up being a win-win for Potter fans. Of course, if the series crashes and burns, that sucks, but at least you still have the movies. Fans of something. Too many people are still attached to Radcliffe and Watson and everyone. Plus, the theme park lands at Universal. I don't know. I'd focus elsewhere on the Wizarding World. That's a fantastic point, honestly. Like, yes. Would I rather have Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, Rupert Grint come back and explore Harry Potter, Hermione, and Ron in their adult life? Honestly, yeah, I would totally be down for a legacy sequel of Harry Potter with the original cast, but those actors aren't interested, and I definitely don't want a Harry Potter legacy sequel with actors who don't want to be there. I mean, I believe that they would give their best performances, and hopefully you wouldn't even be able to tell, but I don't want actors who don't want to do it. Like, if all that's making them do it is money and not the passion and love to go back to the franchise, I don't want it. And I think that this could be a stepping stone to doing more with the Wizarding World. But I feel like because of the failed attempt that Fantastic Beasts was, I mean, Fantastic Beasts is nowhere near as beloved or timeless, for that matter, as the Harry Potter films are. I only saw the first Fantastic Beast, and I wasn't that big of a fan. I didn't even care about going on to the sequels. I think they're going to step away from trying to explore something other than Harry Potter, and this series will fill that place. And then after they're done with the series, I feel like that's when you'll start to see, or like maybe midway through the series, that's when you'll start to see them kind of exploring the Wizarding World universe. I feel like that's what they're doing. Jason Entertainment, you have a point there. As a fan of Harry Potter, of course I would like to let the franchise like it is, but we also have to think about newcomers and the whole new generation. They also could be more faithful to the books with an 8-hour season rather than a 2-hour and 30-minute episode, or 8-hour season rather than a 2-hour and 30-minute movie. Honestly, you made me see it on the other side of the coin, and I'm actually in now. That's really cool, dude. Yeah, I mean, that's what's fun about talking about these topics and hearing people's opinions and just having the discussion, right? Is that, yeah, you do hear different things, and sometimes you do get flipped over. So I mean, it's cool. I'm glad that I got you a little bit more on board with this, and hopefully it's good, man. Hopefully it's good. And fans of something's in here saying, finish The Last of Us, so good. Okay, so here's the thing with The Last of Us. The service that Last of Us is on, because in Canada we don't have HBO Max, so we have this service called Crave, which within Crave, within a sub package of Crave, you can get HBO Max, but it was getting to be like $25 per month to have Crave. And my wife and I, we just weren't really watching anything on Crave. We definitely go to Netflix and Disney Plus and Prime Video more than we went to Crave. So we made the decision to cancel our subscription to Crave. And one of the good things about HBO Max, and one of the reasons why I decided to cancel Crave and stop giving them $25 a month, is that HBO Max, unlike Disney Plus, unlike those hacks over at Disney, they still put their content out on Blu-ray and physical media. So I'm waiting for Last of Us Season 1 to come out on Blu-ray, and then I'm going to run to Walmart, I'm going to snatch that baby up, and I'm going to binge the entire season. So that's my plan with The Last of Us. So I definitely will finish that, just not anytime soon, unfortunately. Oh, whoa, what's that? What's that? Oh, that would be, that's the digital copy code. You guys had that website up, right? wb.com/redeemmovie. Yeah, that would be the code that you would want to put into that site about now, and you will be the proud owner of James Dean's Rebel Without a Cause. And if you get the digital copy code, please put it down in the chat. Let me know if you got it, and I hope that you enjoy. All right, guys, and with that out of the way, let's continue on with your comments and questions. Luke Ponto says 56 hours. Okay, so 8 times 7 is 56 hours. Yeah, so if you had, imagine if you had 55 to 60 hours to explore the entire novel of a Harry Potter book. Like nothing would have to be cut out. You wouldn't have to leave anything on the table. I think that could be really good. Bagface is in here. What's going on, Bagface? Thank you for being here tonight, man. I feel like I'm insulting you, but you are named Bagface. So, what's up, Bagface? Happy to have you here. How they think book 1 will be a single season and book 5 will also be one season is amazing. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing too, right? Is that the books, like I said, I've never read Harry Potter, but I have seen the books. And the books definitely get significantly thicker. So you might get season 1, Philosopher's Stone, you might have that season be, I don't know, 6 episodes long, an hour and a half each. By the time you get to Deathly Hallows maybe it doesn't even have to be part 1, part 2. Maybe they just do Deathly Hallows as an entire season, and it's an hour for 15 episodes, 15 hours long. I don't know. But that's the thing too, is they got to do the budgeting and money costs and all that stuff. So I honestly don't know how they would do it. But that is something to also consider that I wasn't thinking about, is that those books do get thicker. So there would be more time to fill with some novels than the other ones. So that's interesting. I didn't think about that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Bagface. I can't get over that name. The View withdrew. Would you guys consider Troll 2 a guilty pleasure movie or just plain horrible? Never saw Troll 2. Never cared to. Never bothered. I don't remember if I saw Trolls 1. You're not talking about Trolls. You're not talking about the Anna Kendrick and Justin Timberlake movie. Oh my goodness. You're talking about Troll 2. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. I've only seen the clips of Troll 2. I've never actually watched it, so I can't speak to that. But I'm sure some people in the chat will definitely answer that for you. Read comics. Have you ever seen any Aussie movies? Is Crocodile Dundee an Aussie movie? Honestly, I don't know, man. I really don't know off the top of my head if I've seen an Aussie movie. I would have to look that up. I'd have to see what they offer and see if there's anything that I would recognize. I don't know off the top of my head, but thank you for writing that in. Thank you for asking. But if Crocodile Dundee is an Aussie movie, I've definitely seen that. But I'm pretty sure that was made by America. I don't know. Luke Ponto. Last of Us is really good. All I've been hearing is great things. And I watched the first episode. I did see the first episode of Last of Us, and I was really enjoying it. Even as someone who's not a big zombie fan, doesn't really care for The Walking Dead or any of the zombie shows or movies. I mean, Shaun of the Dead is pretty good. But I was enjoying it, and I know technically they're not zombies; it's a parasite and all that stuff. But I don't care. They feed on people, and they look like zombies, and they're zombies. But I was really enjoying it for what it was, and I thought it was really, 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 really well done. And having not played the game, there was some stuff in that first episode I was not expecting. It shocked me. I thought it was really good. So yeah, I will definitely continue watching Last of Us. But I'm just gonna have to wait, you know. Big face. No insult. My G. I hate my face. Aw, dude. I'm sure. Dude or dudette. I don't know. I'm sure your face is beautiful. Don't be like that, man. Take that bag off your face. No, that's a great name. I love it. Bag face. Thor definitely counts as an Aussie movie. Really? Thor? Was Thor shot in Australia? The first Thor, where they go to like the New Mexican desert, is that? I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know if that's an Australian movie, but if it is, cool. All right, Luke Ponto. Great stream tonight, Zach. I'll talk to you again soon. Well, thank you for being here, Luke. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night, Luke. And yeah, I'll definitely talk to you again soon, man. And I'm so excited, dude, to hear your thoughts on Mario. I'm seeing it tomorrow, so yeah, we'll chat after. I'm seeing it about like 7:10 p.m. So I'll get out. I won't text you right away because it'll be late for you, but we'll definitely talk about it soon. We'll talk about it soon. Read comics. Yes, Crocodile Dundee is an Aussie-made movie. I recommend Crocodile Dundee 1, 2, Red Dog, The Man from Snowy River, 1, 2, Lion, and Occupation Rainfall. Okay, yeah, I've only seen Crocodile Dundee from that list, but those all sound fantastic. Thank you so much for putting those on my radar, on our radar, for recommending those, man. I'll definitely I'll take notes on those after the stream's over, and I'll put them in my ever-growing watch list. Thanks, man. Read comics. Ragnarok and Love and Thunder was shot in Australia. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, you know what? You're right. I remember hearing about that. That was one of Chris Hemsworth's like demands, because he had gotten to the point where he could make demands for these Marvel movies, is that they shot it in Australia because that's where he lived. Okay. That's true. All right. Yeah, I've seen Ragnarok and Love and Thunder, so add those to my Australian filmographies. Look at me getting cultured. All right, guys. I don't see anyone writing in here that they got the digital copy code, so I don't know who got it, but whoever it was, I hope that you enjoy it. And we're all caught up on the comments and questions, so it looks like that's the show for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this Tuesday. I know it's a little weird doing it. Read Comics says Mad Max are also Aussie movies. All right, cool, man. Yeah, so I've seen some of those. I've seen Fury Road. So yeah, guys, I know it's kind of weird not doing this on a Wednesday, but I appreciate you guys showing up for this Tuesday. Thank you, everybody who watched online, watched the replay, listened over. I forgot to bring this up again at the top of the show, at the Zach Milne Talks Movies podcast. You guys can find that wherever you get podcasts. I don't always upload on time, but I do get the episodes up there eventually. And of course, guys, if you're new here and you enjoyed your time here, we want you to stay. We want you to join our community. We want you to keep talking movies with us. So consider hitting that subscribe button and joining our community. We want to hit 2,500 subscribers by the end of the year. And with your help, we can reach that goal even faster. So once again, guys, I'll go back into the chat. We got Jason Entertainment here saying, thank you for your stream and for your enthusiasm, Zach. Can't wait to see your Super Mario review. I'm going tomorrow as well, and hopefully I will put my thoughts or review of the movie up too. I will definitely check out your review, Jason. And thank you so much for those kind words. Thank you for being here for the stream. The stream means nothing without you here. So I really appreciate you making this stream something. And yeah, definitely my Super Mario review. I'll have my first thoughts up probably by like 9:30 tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow night. And I'll probably get my review up hopefully by Thursday night. But if not Thursday night, it probably will have to be Friday morning. I have Friday off, so I'll definitely have it up by Friday. But with that, guys, that'll do it. Thank you again for joining me wherever you're watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope to talk to you guys again real soon.